Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another video. And in today's one, we're going to be looking at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of the Last Ronin Director's Cut for issue 1. And as much as I would like to go into detail about it, there isn't really much I can go into it. For the most part, it's just the actual first issue. But when you get into the back part of it, which was the only reason why I bought it, there was like some cool things, just show off like some like behind the scenes stuff, which go into character designs and a few little like location designs. But that isn't really important. You can probably find it online. But the thing which I want to show off is what the original plan was for the story. And this story was made back in 1937, so it has the original notes in it. And Kevin Eastman did add on to notes in 2019, but I won't be going over it in those notes just because it's quite a bit hard to read those notes. But I will be going over the main key points of the original idea. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into today's one. Let's go. And before we do get started, if you do like this content and want to see more from this channel, please do make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on post notifications. Now let's go on with the video. So yeah, we'll be reading this. So sorry if it's like a little bit hard for me to read it, just because whatever way I read it, there's a shadow on my book and it's quite hard to read. Also, where Kevin Eastman has written over some bits is quite hard. But also on the screen I'll have like a sort of adaptation of it in animation. It'll be the 2003 version, just because that one pretty much get copyrighted and everything, and also is close enough to it. Okay, so this story is set some 30 years in the future, long after the Turtles have broken up and gone their separate ways, over an instance in which Raphael attacked Splinter and hurt him badly. Overcome with remorse and self-disgust, Raphael fled, never to be heard from again. The other Turtles, demoralized and shaken by this instance, were further shaken by Splinter's announcement, after healing from Raphael's assault, that he was going to return to Japan to die. Donatello went with him and never returned. Leo and Mikey stayed together for a short time, and then split up. They got on each other's nerves because the situation made each of them more extreme in their ways of being. Mikey got even more goofy and Leo even more withdrawn and serious. So the story opens with Casey Jones arriving in Naples and Neil's doorstep on one evening, but he is in a very bad shape, beaten and bloodied and raving. He collapses in her arms and dies, but not before he's given her cryptic warning about an impending doom. Said doom yet to be figured out by us. A background: Casey and April once married for a short time and had one kid, girl question mark, a boy question mark. But then split up practically because Casey was too nutty to live with. April remarried shortly thereafter and had two more kids came out of that marriage, and which has just ended recently in a divorce. This one not so amicable. Yeah. April's second marriage happened after the Turtles' breakup, so April feels like she has to somehow contact the Turtles and gets them to battle this menace, which for some reason she feels they are most suited for. Maybe the menace could be connected with a foot in some way. Nuclear terrorism? How to do it? She wonders, except for Donatello, who wrote her when Splinter passed away in Japan. She's not heard from many of the Turtles since they're broken up, and has no idea where any of them are. And then she remembers a possible solution. Going to a closet, she digs around her back and comes out with a dusty metal globe-like object. It is the head of a fish toy, scratched and dented, one eye panel cracked, wires dangling from the neck. Background: during some previous adventure, Future's body was destroyed during a battle, by the conclusion of a professor's honeycot survived in Future's electronic brain. For reasons unknown only to himself, the prof decided that he wanted to sleep in that brain for the next 1,000 years. He's remained dormant since then. April remembered that, due to his original experiments with the metal wave device, Annika has some kinds of powers of telepathy, and maybe if she can wake him up from this dormant stage, and he can summon the turtles wherever they are. She does succeed in this, though Honeycar is not happy about being awakened from his slumber. Background: we really have to think about what the world will be like 30 years from now, to try to give a feeling of a reality to story. What will clothes be like? Where will there be? So yeah, that was the overall key, or not the key moments, but that was actually the notes from the director's cut, and it's pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, there wasn't really much mechanism added onto it. Instead of Splinter fighting Raphael, he wanted Raphael to be fighting Leonardo. Yeah, there's a few other bits, but not really too, interesting and like, oh my god, you need to know about this stuff. But definitely you can pick up the director's cut for issue 1. I'll definitely recommend it, as you can get some pretty cool things out of it. But yeah, to write things down, it sounds pretty intense and interesting. And also makes you wonder, will we actually get to see some of this stuff actually happen in the Last Ronin? And for the most part, I think maybe there's possibility. But within that stuff, we already do know some stuff that's already happening within the first issue, like the big threat, which is what do you call it, Oroku Haratu, that guy. But also at the same time, just give some spoilers to like future issues that are coming like very soon. Like with issue 3, we already know there's going to be the explosion. Casey and Lee are going to be dying. But also that could lead to April losing her becoming handicapped, like we do see in issue 2. But at the same time, I think it's quite interesting, like really interesting to see like the big differences between the original idea and also what we have gotten. Like with Casey dying in April's arms, instead of dying because of the third attack at April's shop. And yeah, and with Splinter dying in Japan just because he got beaten up, very extremely dark. I, I think it'd be interesting to see that happen in the actual comic, but at the same time, why? Why is he going there? I mean, and also, what happened to Donnie? What happened to Leo? What happened to Raph? Are they still alive? And so this actually raises more questions than it answers. I mean, they never really did answer any questions. It was just give us a more in-depth look. But yeah, damn. This issue was definitely one to... I'm not looking at the issue, but the behind-the-scenes stuff, amazing. I really want to be a director's cut for issue 2. And please, listening, I know you're not, but please give us more behind-the-scenes. Damn, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for today, guys. If you do like them, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo. Bye.